Hello everybody. Here's a garden update. It is midday and that means it's over 90. It's very dry, but we have just a gentle breeze, mostly. But I'm out here digging my sunken basin beds, and this one is going to collect water off of this turnaround drive that goes past our place. As you can see, we've got the water truck here. And these tomatoes are going to go into this bed. They're already setting fruit. I'm like way overdue on them, but it takes a while to dig a sunken bed. This one's about 2 feet deep. I don't know how many feet long, maybe 15 feet long, and about 3 feet wide. And I'm throwing up the undersoil, the subsoil, onto this berm, and it's going to have a raised walkway and then some more sunken beds along this curved little drive here, and those are going to connect here. I've started planting out where the elderberry holes were augured. So this is the top tier, and it's got some poblano peppers, some tomatillos, and some Zia Pueblo peppers, and a ranch cultivar of elderberry. And once again, it's got the raised berm. That one too was dug out about 2 feet deep and then amended with peat moss and compost and some Dr. Earth. The Dr. Earth has, what do they call it? True biotic inside. So it has soil microbes and mycorrhizomes. Yeah, so basically I dig out the topsoil and reserve it, and dig the subsoil and build up the berm. Now this one is also a ranch variety of elderberry, and the back row of peppers are serrano peppers, and there are 2 surviving Prescott tomatoes from Rare Seed Search. And the way these elderberry holes begin life is a tractor auger drill, and then we dump our compost in there from the kitchen for until it gets, maybe 2 feet from the top, and then I dig out the planting basin. So when they get augered, the sand caves back in, so we have to moisten those and then use the post hole digger to scoop it out. And at this level it's caliche, so it really sticks together and makes a good hard berm. So there's a few more, and there's my unfinished swale on contour. I really wanted to burn these logs in here, but because of fire season, that has not been something I could do. And in the back is still the original scooped berm, and it's getting loaded up with animal litter. Now, this garden that I've been calling the island, because it's like an island in the middle of what's going to become a rabbit exercise garden. The guys surrounded it with the electric netting to keep the dogs from just running through, but also some varmints have been coming in, and we thought it might stop rabbits, but don't think it'll stop rodents. Anyways, over here in this bed, it was also double dug. Got some bok choy, some cabbages, I think there's broccoli, kale, a couple of artichokes survived, and then I've got some amaranth, 3 of one kind and 1 of another kind, and I think that's another broccoli on the end there. Over here, the rosemary's perking up, but there was some native seed search plant here called azafran, and that rodent just pretty much wiped it out. The calendulas, though, or the star, those things have been pumping out flowers since I first planted them back in March. And here's a happy kohlrabi. It's the dog day, the dog day of the day. That doesn't make sense. It's siesta time. It's peak. The sun is peaking. It's noon, and so things are slightly wilted. Hence the need to put them in sunken beds. And over here, the beets are growing well. The snap peas are doing all right. They don't really like heat. But it was like cold and then it was hot. And then over here, the Swiss chard is also ramping up. But notice, it got taken out there and it got taken out there. Now those still have the center rosettes, so I think they'll come back, especially if I put some plastic bottle cloches on top. And then the brassicas around the outside are doing really well. And I've got 3 cabbages, and I think those are 3 broccolis. And then over here are some cauliflowers that are not quite as happy because I think the mulching really does help. This was the fertility pit, so it's actually quite deep in the center and really chock full of compostables. The hardy rootstock apple is thriving. I believe that there's something going underneath, like I saw Jerusalem crickets come out when I was digging, and I think they might be eating the garlic from underneath. This calendula is very happy, and every fruit vine that I plant there just doesn't want to live. Over here, I was able to start 2 Thai basils. I cannot see the screen, so I hope I'm showing you what I want to show you. And then there's a sage, a lemongrass. The mint is super happy to be in the center. Everything drains there. And our rodent friend took out the sorrel. The oregano failed to thrive. This Bartlett pear has a green stem. It might come back, I hope. Cross your fingers. And we've got 2 more lemongrasses and a red raspberry. So, you know, the weather here likes to flip to different extremes. And I'm trying to follow what people have done in this area for thousands of years, which is to dig sunken beds. And once they're double dug out and amended, they'll be top dressed and be no-till thenceforward. And monsoon season is getting ready to start, so I feel a strong urge to dig more sunken beds and get all of my vegetables out, especially pumpkins. So stay tuned for more gardening in the future. Cheers and blessings.